My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, he's definitely... No, he's fine.
He's good.
Well, none of it's
squirrely.
real anyway.
Hello, everybody. Welcome again to Keystone Film Review. I just saw Spirited, directed by Sean Anders, written by Sean Anders and John Morris, starring Will Ferrell, Ryan Reynolds, Octavia Spencer, Patrick Page, Sunita Mani, Tracy Morgan's in there, Rose Byrne's in there for a minute, Joe Tippett, Marlo Barkley, and many, many others. I saw this at Regal's Mystery Movie of the month, even though they do it like every other month. Whenever they do it. They do mystery movies every now and then. To say I am disappointed is an understatement. Not that this movie was bad for what it is. There was a lot of talk this month about it being The Fabelmans, Steven Spielberg's latest film, and it wasn't. So I was sitting there, 10 minutes of previews, 10 minutes of pre-show, just waiting for The Fabelmans. And that's my own fault for getting getting ahead of myself and getting my hopes up. But it was not The Fabelmans, it was Spirited, which is a Christmas musical. The story is very similar. It is. It's a Christmas Carol, but with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds, and has a modern twist, of course. While the movie is not something I like, I didn't really care for this movie, it is fun for what it is. It's a decent movie for what it is, which is a stupid family Christmas movie that pushes the envelope a little bit with some of the jokes. Of course, you have Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds as the main two people. Will Ferrell being the Ghost of Christmas Present, Ryan Reynolds being the Ebenezer Scrooge type person, which is just him playing himself, but slightly meaner. Being a musical was probably the worst part of it. And I like musicals. I like, a lot of musicals. Sweeney Todd. I even like Rent, even though I know a lot of people give it a flag now. Rent is good. For this being a musical, that was not the downfall. The downfall is it's a musical that falls into one of two categories of modern musicals. Either the Lin-Manuel Miranda ripoff or the Disney Frozen Greatest Showman ripoff. And this was the latter. All the songs felt so generic, felt mass-produced. Of course, while the voices of the cast, because everyone, for the most part, I understand, sang their own parts, they weren't great. It wasn't bad. There was definitely auto-tune in there, but it wasn't something that would just wow me. For it to be a musical, and for me to enjoy it, the songs have to wow me. And it did not. It was cringy at best and downright awful at worst. Many of the songs had humorous moments that I appreciated. They were very self-aware. There's a good chunk of like 15 to 20 minutes in the end of the first act, beginning of the second act, where there was no singing, and that was the best part of the film. And I thought that the movie was turning and getting away from the musical thing, but then it dipped right back into it. To not completely knock this film, it has its moments. It has a lot of really good comedic moments. A nice twist, I guess, on A Christmas Carol, even though it's not 100% a twist. It just kind of feels mass-produced, which I'm sure it is. It's, they're just trying to get money. I guess I have to give credit where credit's due. They tried something. They had fun. They definitely looked like they had fun with it. In the credits, they're showing like the whole cast and crew singing a reprise of the songs, one of the songs, and they show the crew getting into it. So it definitely looked like that they had a fun time, which is definitely the best part of the film, but it's just so cringy for the most part. Will Ferrell, I love Will Ferrell, but his character in this is just so over the top, and that's saying something for Will Ferrell. He's known for over the top, but not in a funny way. Although there is a little tongue-in-cheek humor with some of his past characters, also Christmas movies. And Ryan Reynolds is also just kind of like overbearingly, this is more writing than Ryan Reynolds, is overbearingly opposed to change that no human on the face of the planet is. Even the worst humans are like, change can happen. It has a good message, of course. You can't have a good Christmas movie without a good message. But it's just the entire time I was watching this, I was thinking, we have Scrooged, which is not modern anymore. It's like, 30, 40 years old at this point? God, I feel old. But it's modernized enough where we don't really need another retelling of a modern businessman getting Scrooged. to use it as a verb. So it really just kind of felt like it was trying too hard to appeal to the modern audience, and in ways that the entirety of modern audiences are just kind of over, with the lambasting of social media, but it also with a shade of cynicism that even the most cynical actual human doesn't have. Every human that lives has some glimmer of hope, and Ryan Reynolds' character in this does not, which kind of makes it feel more fake and more preachy. The best way I can describe this movie isn't religious at all, but the best way I can describe this, it feels there is a Christian theater company near me. They do really high quality produced plays and musicals about stories. They have like a panoramic stage. I know I've seen Noah's Ark there one time when I was a kid. I saw it with my dad. This, while it's not religious, the quality feels the same as those high budget Christian plays, where it's just everyone with like enough talent to be worthy of having the job that they have, but the writing being severely lacking and it being just cringy enough where it kind of takes away from everything. Self-indulgent, I guess you could say. So it really just like feels full of itself. It's a fine movie. I'm trying to decide how much of my feelings on this movie are me wanting to see The Fabelmans tonight and how much is it how I actually feel. If you like kind of cheesy musicals and cheesy Christmas musicals, you're probably going to love this. I didn't hate it. I thought it was fine, but I just cringed way more than I wanted to. And I kind of wish that it was slightly better. Just change a few things, but there is also enough there. It's a nice family film for the holiday season. If you want to see it with your family, I would recommend it for that, I guess. If you're just going knowing it's a cheesy holiday movie, it's not going to be a classic. It's just going to exist. It's going to be one that people stream every now and then. So check it out if you want to check out, if you like holiday movies and just want to see it for that. It could have been better, which is ultimately where I'm at right now. Ratings-wise, I'm going to give this a 2.5 out of 5. I didn't hate it. There's honestly a lot of really funny moments in it that I kind of wish were more frequent than they are, but also so much cringiness. That's honestly the worst part. Go in knowing that. Go in knowing you're going to cringe. Be prepared for it. And don't be prepared for The Fabelmans. If you saw Spirited, tell me what you thought down in the comments below. Did you see it with the mystery movie on November 7th at Regal? Who knows? I think someone just took a picture of me for some reason. But we'll see. Goodbye, everybody.